everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day. Before we get started, hi, my name is Teresa and I welcome you all to my channel. If you're new here, you like unboxings, you like getting ready with me with some scary ghost stories, I even do Tongue Twister Thursday, I do Fun Fact Friday, I do Monday Masked Ladies Collab, I do Animal and Nature clips, sometimes I do makeup try-ons on here, and guys, I do more. I do random more than just beauty on this channel. Now if you're interested in all the content that I just said, then please consider hitting the subscribe button down here on the bottom. When you hit the subscribe button, there'll be a bell, and when you hit the bell, you'll be notified of when I upload my new video. So today is Get Ready With Me and some scary ghost stories. Woohoo! How's everybody doing today? Is everybody having a good day? Or should I say a good night, because this will be going up at nighttime? You know, what's a great ghost story when it's dark outside and you have all your lights out and it's creepy and you're just listening to all these scary little stories that I'm reading to you? Well, trust me, I have to have the lights on because I'm scared of the dark. Alright, so we are going to use a palette that I actually won from JM's unboxing, which is Miss Johanna. A beautiful girl, love her, absolutely. And I won this. I've used this before on a Get Ready With Me, but I wanted to use it again because I want to do some of the greens in it. And it is called the Color Book. Yes, we're going to do the Color Book. I'm excited. I wanted to do like some kind of green eye look. We'll see how it goes as I'm reading you some stories. And the book, if you're new here, the book that I am reading is called West Virginia Ghost Stories, Legends, and Haunts. And that's what this looks like here. And I am not a sponsor of this book, and I'm not a sponsor of the author. I just do it to give you guys goosebumps and make you scared. No. No, it's actually learning a lot about the state of West Virginia, which that is where I'm from. I live in West Virginia, and there is a lot of great stories in this book, and I've enjoyed it so far. So I don't even know where I left off at. Let's see, guys. I think I left off, no, not that one. Let's see. Yes, I actually read about the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, which I gave you a little bit of history on that because I do not live that far from it. So the story that I stopped on, we are going to be reading Dead People Above and Dead People Below. Ooh. We're just going to leave it like that for now. So anyways, let's go ahead and get this out of here, out of this box. Usually I have the palettes out of the box. I like to leave my palettes in the box. I'm weird, I guess, OCD, but so they don't get damaged or anything. But here's the container again, really pretty, and it has so many blues and greens and turquoise, and I can't talk. Let's see if I can open this case up. Yeah. My hands are not wanting to work with me. There we go. And it has like all your mattes right down here. Look how beautiful those colors are. Absolutely gorgeous. And then up here has all your shimmers. And those are absolutely gorgeous, and I'm excited to try that with you guys. So let's go ahead and we're going to start with the base. And I always do a solid color or a matte color all over look. And I'm going to be using, nope, not you. I'm going to be using this little fluffy brush. Since I'm doing a all over green look, I'm probably going to start off with this minty green right here. You're probably not going to see it on my eyes, but it's just a base color that I want to do. And it's just that color. So I'm just going to put it all over my eyes here. Just like that. Like I said, you're probably not going to be able to see that color, but I like to start out with a lighter base and then work my way up to that. Just something I've always done since I was a teenager. Like I said, I never wore a lot of makeup when I was a teenager, but when I did, I basically do the same thing as I do now. I mean, I'm not a professional. I am far from being a professional. So just gonna put that all over my lids here. I mean, I guess you can see a little bit. It's a little bit. And then in the crease of my eye right here, we're going to use this brush right here because I seem to like this brush in the crease. I don't know why. And I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with this dark green right here, like a forest green. I'm just going to put that right in the crease of my eye here. So let's go ahead and do that. And then after we do that, then we're going to read a story. And I have my mirror right here because Teresa can't see. So I'm just going to put that right there. In the crease of my eye. One day I'm going to learn how to do other eye tricks. I mean, I go on YouTube and I try to watch how other people do their makeup, which is awesome because Teresa's not awesome with putting on makeup, but I've seen some really beautiful eye looks and I'm like, I wish I could do that. But if you really put your mind to it, you guys could do anything. You know, I could do anything. You know, just gotta have practice. Well, me. But I've seen your some of you lovely ladies get ready with me, and let me tell you what, your eyes turn out so beautiful. So beautiful. You all are beautiful. Inside and out, you all are beautiful. Alright, so we're going to just start out with that. How's that look so far? Looks like green on eyes. But let's go ahead and read our first story. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? I know I am. Alright, so this, like I said, is called Dead People Above and Dead People Below. And there is a picture of a bunch of, well, looks like a couple of kids just running on this bridge thing. I don't know if you can see that. They're just running on this bridge. So it might have something to do with this bridge and stuff. So let's go ahead and read about it. And this actually is in Harrison County, which that's where I grew up, was in Harrison County in Clarksburg. And it says, oh, the Flindration I can never say that word. Flindration Tunnel, also known as Brandy Gap Tunnel Number 2. That is not too far from me, and I've always wanted to go to that tunnel. So maybe a trip this summer with the boyfriend and the kids, and I can get you some pictures and maybe a little bit of a video clip. That would be cool. It says, the mountains deep in West Virginia are full of old folklore legends and ghost stories. Many arose during the peak of the railroad, timber, and mining year when lumber and coal camps popped up along routes the trains traveled. Those living within the camps had run-ins with spirits. Their spooky stories have been passed along from one generation to the next. There is one particular place, and an especially dark one, along the West Virginia North Bend Rail Trail near Salem, where such a story arose. It is called Flinderation or Brandy Gap Tunnel. The tunnel was part of the Northwestern Virginia Railroad for the Baltimore and Ohio and served as a connection between Grafton and Parkersburg. Throughout the years, there have been many accounts of strange voices sobbing and chatter heard within the tunnel. Even when laborers were digging through the mountains from 1852 to 1857, they reported strange lights and odd sounds inside the dark recess. It was not easy keeping workers in this section, even when the boss scoffed at the men for being so superstitious. There was a certain amount of discontent involved with digging so close to the cemetery belonging to the Enon Baptist Church settled on the hillside above the tunnel. Some attributed the voices to the dead in that graveyard because their everlasting rest had been disturbed by all the clamor and digging below. Still others say they come from one of their own, a worker whose untimely death occurred on a cold winter's day in January of 1853. Hanley died while working on the tunnel in its very early years. Fellow workers began to hear his ghostly chatter not long after. Whether they were comforted by it or felt fear, we will not know. They too are dead and gone. Maybe they have returned to keep their fallen comrade company, or perhaps they simply want to keep unwary hikers away from whatever lurks just above. Ooh. And it has the pictures, some pictures here. Here's the picture of the inside of that tunnel. Creepy, right, guys? And then another picture here of the tunnel. Ouch. It was just, I just hit my funny bone and it wasn't funny. No. Okay. And it says, under the picture, it says, the dank dark tunnel where ghosts are known to roam, and perhaps, too, a Tommy knocker or two. Legends tell that workers have heard the knock, knock, knock of Tommy knockers within these walls. Tommy knockers are moody little fairies, sometimes irritating because they were known to steal a miner's tool or food from a lunch pail, and sometimes lifesavers that also warn of rock falls with their signature knock. I didn't know about that. That's interesting. All right, and we are going to read. We are going to be reading about Harper's Ferry. Harper's Ferry is another place in West Virginia that I would really, really love to go. But let's go ahead and finish up our eye look here. So, got the green on. So, on the bottom, I'm going to use this green right here. Pretty, pretty green. And I'm going to use this little flat brush right here. Let's go ahead and get into that neon beautiful color there. A lot of fallout, but it's still beautiful. It's very pigmented. Really, really love this. So I'm just going to put it right down here on the bottom. Sorry if you hear my fan. It's really warm in here. And I don't want to turn my air conditioner on because it makes a lot of noises. And I thought, oh, I'll just use my fan. But if you hear it, I do apologize. I'm just going to put that really pretty green right there. You see it? Really, really pretty. I like greens. Greens are pinks and greens are very complementary to brown-eyed folks, ladies. I don't like to really use a lot of blues because it just doesn't do much for brown eyes. Blues are more for if you're blue eyes or you have green eyes. But greens and pinks are and some purples are very nice with somebody who has brown eyes. How's that? Can you see it? Is too dark? You like it so far? Look at me asking you. Alright, so I'm going to take this same fluffy brush right here. And I like to put a little bit of more darker color on top of that base that I did. So I'm probably going to do, let me show you, this one right below the one that I just did. There. And then we're going to read another story. And then after the other story, then I'm going to get off here. It's going to take me, I don't know how long, forever, but it'll only take you half a second, and I'll be back. I'm going to blend it in, though, because it's going to look really, really green. Woo, it's going to look really green. Oh yeah, that's really gonna look green. So I'm gonna take this brush and I'm gonna blend it in. I don't want it to look like I'm the Grinch or something. Just blending it in. That is some dark, dark green. Look at that. Look at that dark green. Yes, I am. I don't know how I feel about that. It looks like I got a black eye. But we will see. That's fluffy brush, and we're gonna buff it out again. That is some really green color right there. Tell you that right now. Woo! I look like Mimi! Hey! Oh my gosh. Oh, yay. Alright, guys. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do some touch-ups so I don't look like Mimi. And I'm going to put on some makeup. And hopefully it turns out good. So I will see you guys in a half a second. Hi everybody, I am back. I did up my eyes a little bit more. What do you guys think? Did it come out pretty? Do I look like the Grinch? Do I look like Mimi? Let me know down in the comments. Or do you like it? I don't think it turned out bad. Not bad at all. I'm gonna put a little bit of a pop on it right there. And I put my mascara on, I put my eyeliner on, I put my foundation on, I put my concealer on, my highlighter, because look how shiny my face is, and my lipstick. How'd I do? Did I do okay? It's just the norm for me. It is. I hope it turned out good. I don't think it, I do apologize. Oh, there's my big old hand. Look at that. I decided to kick my light here. Stay. You know, it was actually a ghost. Did you see that ghosty hand right there? Let's go ahead and read a couple more stories, and then I'm going to end it there. And yes, we are going to push you up just a little bit. There we go. Hi. This one is about Harper's Ferry, which is another historic place, which has a lot of old railroads and old buildings and everything. And I've always wanted to go there. And another trip. I want to make a trip. I'm ready for vacation, aren't you guys? It says, Harper Ferry's boulevard are historic towns at the point where the Potomac and the Shenandoah River meet. The Appalachian Trail cuts through them. Within walking distance are shops, eateries, and enough ghost stories to sate any appetites. It is accessible on foot with paths running through Harper's Ferry National Historical Park, including a Civil War museum and period buildings such as John Brown's Fort and an old tavern. And it shows you right here, just gives you a bunch of different names here, different places you can go to and see if you can find you a ghost. Can you see that? Alright. So the first story, well, the next story we're going to read is called A Harper Museum. The Face in the Window. Rachel Harper. Ooh, I can't wait for this one. Why are you guys falling down? Okay, there we go. Are you ready? Okay. Harper's Ferry was initially settled with squatter rights by Peter Stevens, who ran a ferry service in 1732 and 1747. Robert Harper would pass through the area when building a mill for Quakers and fall in love with the area's beauty. He also saw the potential for a grist mill powered by the water, where the Potomac and Shenandoah rivers meet. He purchased the rights to the land in 1751 for a little over $300, and within 7 months had built a mill and improved the ferry services across the Potomac River for settlers working their way westward. $300 for just land, but back then that was expensive for them. He was well liked in the region. In fact, for those who brought grain to his mill, he ferried them across the Shenandoah River or Potomac for free. He was so successful that he was able to pay off his debts in 2 years. Robert's wife, Rachel, was not so enamored by the remote wilderness and the constant flooding in her small home along the rivers. Right after she came to live in the valley with her brother, who would run the mill, she and Robert built a house on the hill to avoid a seasonal flooding with a grand view of the valley. When the Revolutionary War broke out in 1775, many in the community turned away from farming to participate in the war efforts, which took a deep cut into the mill's profits. The British were also forcing the family to pay high taxes for the successful ferry business. Rachel handled the incoming cash and receipts for the ferry service. To avoid paying the taxes, she hid the money and buried it. And it shows you an old picture right here. This is some of the Harper's Ferry area. And this looks like the home of the Harpers. Here. Looks creepy. And it is. It says the Harper House in the early 1900s. To the right is a little bridge that led to a garden that legends tell holds green riches. Oh, great riches, not green. I'm wearing green, but not green. During normal household duties in 1780, 60-year-old Rachel fell from a ladder. She died the next day without telling anyone even her husband, where she had buried the money. In 1782, at age 64, Robert Harper died only a couple of years after his wife, a widow with no children. No one was ever able to find the money. Some believe Rachel hid it in the little garden across from the house. Her ghostly form, wearing the clothing of the 1700s, is seen peering in that direction from a window overlooking her garden. She is forever vigilant, guarding the cash so the tax collectors cannot find it. Visitors to the home, which is now a museum, have heard bangs on the roof above. In 1775, Robert Harper's friend, Esquire Thomas Hamilton, the district magistrate who helped him draw up the land's legal issues, slipped through a rafter during the stone home's construction. He died from his injuries. His ghost still makes loud sounds on the rooftop, similar to knuckles banging on the wood. Ooh. And this is the picture, another picture of the house here. Creepy looking house right there. And it says, the Harper house, now to the left, is the garden. There is no longer a bridge running from the home to the rock wall. When walking down the street, look up to the right to the windows and watch for Rachel Harper guarding the money that many believe she hid in the garden from tax collectors. That's creepy. Let me see if I have... I'm going to read one more story. I know this is pretty long, but I like reading these stories, and I wanted to at least get 3 in for you. This one's called The Ghost of Wager House. And look at that house. It's huge. A huge house. And this is also in Jefferson County, where Harper's Ferry is. After Robert and Rachel Harper died, they willed their properties to their niece, Sarah Wager, who passed them on to her children. The Wagers built a huge house next to the older Harper home. During the Civil War, it was used as a makeshift hospital. Well, that's a hospital. Eventually, it fell into a disrepair and sold to a private owner, then to the National Park Service, and renovated as a guest house for official visitors. It was not long after the Park Service refurbished the house that ghost sightings began. A visitor staying in one of the rooms had just fallen asleep. He awakened to find a man shuffling across the room, carrying the limp body of another man on his shoulders. Then the two vanished as if never there. A woman in a gray hooded cloak wanders the building, holding the hand of a small girl on the stairway. And a handsome but angry man in a long coat and cane has been witnessed at the servants' stairs. He has chased guests or two, only to disappear just as his fingers appear ready to snatch onto a shoulder. When the Wagers owned the property, they offered tenement housing to the Harper house with sub-level access. There is a small walkway running behind the houses. Park employees use these rooms while working on Harper's Ferry. One employee heard whistling in the sub-level. She raced to her car, fearing an intruder. Immediately, the young woman raised the attention of a nearby ranger, who searched the home. Just as they concluded no one was there and stood in the little alley behind the home chatting, a dog rushed from the small sub-level door and knocked the ranger off his feet. After the two performed a thorough search, the animal was not found, strangely. It was noted during the investigation that the door where the phantom dog had rushed through had been painted shut. Ooh. And here's another picture here. Alright, guys. We're going to end that with that story. Our next story for next time is called Camp Hill Marching Ghost Troops, also in Jefferson County. I can't talk. Jefferson County. And it also has to do with Harper's Ferry, which is, I can't wait to go to Harper's Ferry. Alright guys, so that was my last story. I hope everybody had fun. I hope you guys had fun getting ready with me. I hope you got a little bit scared and maybe cried. Okay, maybe I hope you didn't cry. But hopefully you had your lights turned out and ready to hear some stories and see my creepy looking green eye face. I came out really dark. Oh my. Oh well. We only live once, right, guys? We only live once, and might as well do something fun. And I love doing things fun for you guys. I I have a couple of things up my sleeve. I don't have a lot of unboxings to do this week. I don't think I have any boxes. Sorry, I got an itch on my back. I don't have any boxings to do this week, so I'm probably going to be a couple of videos short, but that's okay because I can always make up with that. But like I said, I always have fun with you guys. I love communicating with you guys. I love talking to you guys. I love reading to you guys. I love putting on crazy makeup for you guys. I'll do whatever you guys want, and you guys still love me. Imagine that. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. And I hope everybody stays blessed. And I hope everybody stays safe no matter where you are, no matter where you're at. And I will be seeing you all in my next video. And I thank you for all stopping by. And you have a great day. Thank you. Bye. Love you.